Hey YouTube, what's going on? Tectondrio here. This is something I've been meaning to do for quite some time now, but I just didn't seem to have the means to do it. Plus, I've been trying to figure out exactly how I would put it on video. But anyway, this is a little something I want to show y'all for all the Dan users out there. A little something that I think I came up with a while back and put it to training. Trying to find a good name for it, but I couldn't find anything other than just saying it's an unofficial thing. I call it Dan's unofficial combos, if you will, unofficial block strings, if you will. The reason why I said it is, well, for example, I think I'll show y'all. Let's see. For example, I'll give y'all like an official combo. See how, that registers 4 hits. Okay, so that's an official combo. Now, let's try, for example, this. You see how it's not an official combo because the crouch medium kick does not connect after the standing. It doesn't connect after the standing light kick. But it's interesting in that because, well, let me see if I can do it again for y'all. This unofficial combo, so to speak, is interesting in the sense that, well, you do something like this. Oh, sorry, I messed that up. See what I did right there? Went from, the medium kick into a Gadouken. If you do the timing just right, or if you do the timing fast enough, Dan can actually pull off the crouching medium kick into a Gadouken after, crouching light punch into standing light kick. So it will look like an actual combo, but it just doesn't register. But the reason why I wanted to put this up and that I find this very interesting is that, well, it makes, for an interesting combo in makes for an interesting combo and block stun in 2 ways. One in particular is because, well, sometimes your opponent doesn't see this coming, so they'll actually take all that like get hit by it. Or let's say if they were kind of blocking it, right after I do the crouching medium kick or go into a Gadouken, it'll be registered as a counter hit and it'll be in my favor, which is pretty good. Another benefit to this as well, it actually, it's pushing my opponent away where it be on hit or block, which is really good because I want to keep space and figure out what my next option is. Let me show y'all what it's like when your opponent's on block. So let's say your opponent knows what you're about to do and you're gonna block it, or they're gonna block it all. So you coming in like this, they block all that. But let me give you another one with the Gadouken. For example, they come in like this. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Well, anyway, that whole thing right there makes for an interesting block stun. Plus, it pushes an opponent away, gives me space to, contemplate my next move. Another beautiful part about this is, well, this goes very well, not only goes well into a Gadouken, but this unofficial combo mess or whatever, it also goes well into Danny. So you do something like this. That's really nice. Dan closes the distance thanks to the medium kick and then go right into Danny after doing, the first 2 hits or whatever. So you're going like this. Oh, sorry. Like this. Beautiful thing about that, it sets up for Dan knee pressure. So either you're going to score a knockdown, surprising your opponent, or it's going to be on block and you can go right into Dan's Dan knee chain, which is like, sorry, that's the wrong one. But anyway, after doing that, you can do like 4 more Dannies and try to mix it up because, they can DP out of it or some shit. Or your opponent could DP out of it if he has one. Let's see. Let's see if I can give y'all another one. Because I really want y'all to, try to take this in, if you will. It's kind of hard for me to explain it, but rather for y'all to see it. So, see, that's 1. That's 2. So, see how interesting that is? And all that you can do just by, just by going in with your unofficial combo slash blockstun. It makes great for Dan knee pressure. It sets it up just nicely. Whether on hit or block, on hit it'll knock your opponent down, of course, scoring you a knockdown, and you can, you know, come in for another Dan knee or, you know, something else that's in your arsenal. If it's on block, that's just as good because you're pushing your opponent away. Well, with the Gadouken as the finisher, you're pushing the opponent away. See the distance it created between me and Ryu just now? That's great. Ryu can't counterattack me with his Shoryuken, and that gives me, you know, a chance to back up, maybe. Think about what else I'm going to try to do next. You know, kind of keep him guessing. If I were to go into the knee at the very end, like this, from there, I could probably throw in a crouching medium punch and then go into another Dan knee for pressure. Or mix it up, if I can. Oh, messed that up. Get back over here, Ryu. Get back in the camera. Oops. See how cool that is? I don't know about y'all, but for me, it works very well. Since I came up with it and took it to training, it really was one of my benefits. So I've been training to, you know, put this in my arsenal because I really think this works well for Dan, in my opinion. It's really improved on my Saikyo, leveled up my Saikyo skills a bit, if you will. So I put it in with my arsenal of like combos and attacks, and that, you know, and I just try to keep it, you know, well, I wouldn't say too random, but I just try to keep my opponent guessing. And, you know, they'll pretty much be amazed considering that, you know, Dan's going in there with that pressure, you know. I'm hoping this is making sense to y'all. My apologies if, you know, if I appear to be rambling, but I'm really trying the best I can to explain it. But I just, you know, as you can see, it's probably better if y'all just see it for yourselves. So, with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a couple of these unofficial combo slash block strings, if you will, with Dan, and I just want y'all to take a look at this and see what y'all think about it. With that being said, let's go for, we're going to jump in with, you know, jumping strong kick, and then from there we're going to do crouching light, standing light kick, the crouching medium punch to a Gadouken. We put it all together, you get it like this. So let me break down the other ways you can do this and set it into motion. That's one. Nope. That also works pretty well. It also works pretty well with your EX attacks. My particular favorite with this is, well, let me set it back to no block. Show you how it's like when they get hit by it. Because believe it or not, most of my opponents I've been fighting so far don't see this coming. So, and since I keep mixing it up, they can't decide whether or not if they're going to be able to block this or try to counterattack. And they ended up getting hit by most of this. So it'd be like, oops. There you go. Just different ways you can set this up, you know. You can do, if you don't want to jump in, if you feel like you're going to get reversed out of it by jumping in, then don't jump in. If you happen to be close, it also works up close. You can also do, you know, by straight up crouching. You don't have to do the standing light kick if you don't want to. You can just do crouching light punch, crouching light kick to medium kick to Gadouken, like this. That works too. It also works right into the knee, so that's just as good. Oop. Also works with the EX, you know, EX Gadouken and EX Dan kicks. I don't do the Koryuken because it really doesn't work at all. See, like my opponent gets pushed far away when I'm doing this to him, so there's no point in doing Koryuken because it lacks range. But for a Gadouken, either a Gadouken or a Dan knee will work as a great finish when I do this unofficial, I put in quotation, unofficial combos or blockstring with Dan. However, there is a downside to this. This is not completely foolproof. Because it's not an official combo, and because, you know, no matter the timing you get down with it, see how that looks? It flows so nicely. Like, it will actually work as a 5-hit combo. But considering that the medium kick does not connect from, you know, your last attack being a light into a Gadouken, there's a slight pause or a slight opportunity that, well, your opponent, such as for you, could do a Dragon Punch. Or anyone with a good Dragon Punch can, you know, reverse me right out of it, and I'll eat big damage. And in particular, let's say if I was playing Gaio, and if I did this, when I fire that Gadouken, all Gaio has to do after I do my medium kick, crouching, Gaio could just do a flash kick, and it'll hit me every time. The Gadouken won't even connect, because it'll hit me with the damn flash kick. So I kind of try not to keep it predictable, because then my opponents will see it coming, they'll find some way to try and counter it. But for the most part, they can't seem to, because I keep them guessing. So I'll be doing stuff like this. Oops. See the distance it creates between me and Ryu? It's beautiful because I'm getting in my damage at the same time pushing my opponent away. And even though it's not actually registered as an official combo, it has its uses. You know, I guess you could say it makes for a good mix-up, if you will. It catches your opponent off guard. Like I said, it does make for an interesting block stun should they actually block all of it, which in most cases my opponents do. So it's definitely a good thing I got going for Dan right now, and it's something I wanted to share for all the Dan users out there. So I hope y'all take this into consideration and try it out for yourselves. It might take y'all some time getting used to, considering that, you know, you got to get used to the timing with the crouching medium kick or crouching medium punch. But once you get it down, you can be going like this. Oops. Or like this. Well, I didn't mean to do the crouching fierce. I meant to do the medium punch, but like this. Oops. There we go. Something like that. It's really good for Dan, in my opinion, and it's really helped my game with Dan, make me a bit more formidable and mix stuff up. I've been testing this out in ranked matches, endless matches, and fighting with friends and such, and it really works well. So I really want to make that part of his, you know, arsenal of combos, if you will. And I'm hoping when AE comes out that what I'm doing now, that actually registers as an actual combo. That would be pretty nice, because since Dan's normals are getting buffed, they said it allows for new combos, and I'm curious as to what they're going to be. So I can only wait until AE comes out, and then I'm going to take Dan to training room again, like so, and I'm going to break down his combos. I'm going to do all my usual stuff, but I'm going to see what his new normals can do and see what his new combos will include. Oh, also, let's see. I'm going to give you another one. Run, Dan, run! Okay. Using what I just talked to y'all about, we can do something like this. Oops. Let me try that again, y'all. Sorry. Let's say, for example, if I happen to make an successful jump in, like this. Ah, messed that up, sorry. From there, I missed the cancel, but from there, if I'm able to land that knee and score a knockdown, go right into ES Koyuken into Ultra, that's pretty fly. Like that. It's pretty fly shit. Pretty fly shit. Aside from that, another cool thing you can do with Dan is, no, I've probably seen it before, but I think this is so cool. That is so damn cool. If I could pull it off in a match, I'd be happy. And it does connect. That's 8 hits. But my thing is, I don't really save my meter for it anyhow. I wish I could, but it's hard for me to try to save meter when I make such good uses for it with EX Gadouken or EX Dankis, catching my opponents off guard. Also, one last thing. This is probably the most epic combo ever. 1 second. Y'all see that, right? Pro shit. Anywho, let me give y'all just a brief overview. I hope y'all, I hope that I got my point across, whether either by word of mouth or either by you just watching this video. But if you see this, I hope y'all enjoy. Maybe y'all can learn something from it. I just wanted y'all to take a look at this and maybe apply it to your Dans out there that play them. And I really hope, you know, it'll be good for y'all as it is for me. And remember, y'all saw it here first. I'm just saying. I've never seen a Dan do this. I've never seen a Dan do this. Ever. No Dan that I know or have seen ever has done that. And, you know, I think that's something I like to share. So, even if I don't get credit for this, it's just something I want all Dans to see. That they can take into their arsenal and try out. If they're willing. But, that's it for now. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And this is Tectondrio, mellowing out. Peace, y'all.